Okay, we're going to get started. It is 2:03. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a chance to get some rest. I closed my eyes for like 10 minutes and I freaked out because I thought I was going to be late. So I'm up. Usually during this time of the day for Akom Kese, we have a comb. But as we are virtual now, we decided that we are going to do it a little bit differently. So in the past, Ani Babusia has hosted the Acoms for all the previous Akom Keses. This year we are having Banafo, the Shrine House out of Brooklyn, do a small presentation about Akom, and then we're going to have a discussion about Akom. And we decided to do it this way this year because we realized that we may actually take for granted that we all know Akom, we understand Akom. A lot of us are clearly Akom fluent, have been used to going to Akom, but we do have a couple of people this year who are brand new, who've never been to Akom before, and this is their first time coming to Akom Kese. So we want to give that, give a chance to do an explanation, basically. We are all unified under Akom. We all come together under Akom, but let's have a conversation about what it actually is, what the mechanics of Akom are, what the different elements of Akom are. We fully recognize that when you are in Ghana, depending on where you are, Akom may look different, may sound different, but there are some elements that are pretty much the same. So we want to focus on those things and share some information about those different pieces of Akom. So Kwesi, if you can chime in, actually log in and queue up the presentation that Banafo is shared with us, and then we will take the conversation from there.
Greetings. I'm Nana Kofi Osei, and your Daddy Kofi Ede. Kofi to a Daddy Kofi. I trained in Ghana and in Yame Veteran under the tutelage of Okomfo Henny, Nana Yao Yorinchi, Opari Jebi the first. The Okomfo Henny of the Surgery Shrine in Kubiase Lati. And I'm also under my mother, Nana Kodia Dunya Ababia, the chief priest and our leader at the Banafo Bosofia here in Brooklyn, New York. We would like to thank everybody for just being amongst and being a part of this, because our code means a lot to us. Nana Yao Paradini Zulu led us and led many people to be able to understand how to pray to their ancestors and how to pray to the spirits that we know have been working with us for many years. He did this by meeting an Caribbean, which many people might know, but I would like to say, because without them, we don't have this Akom the way we have it today. So I would like to just bring forth the energy of Akom today. The Banafo Bosufi, we practice our whole lives. We don't take Akom and say today we're going to do it, tomorrow we're not going to do it. We go through it with our whole lives. We bring everything forward to it. We have some great leaders here at the Banafo Bosufi. As I mentioned, Nana Kodia is our chief priest and our leader and the founder of the Banafo Bosufi too, here in Brooklyn, New York. We also have Nana Fua Ababio, who's also a surgery Okomfo, who is our great leader here, who does a lot of the training of the Okomfos here, teaches a lot, and she also studied and trained and graduated under Nana Yao Paradini Zulu. we have our brother, Nana Kwesi Enyo Yalsichi, who was a Yalsichi Okofo, who spent so much of his life just studying and trying to learn and embody as much as he could to live Akom. And we have many other, we have our Lucia Painting here, and we have our Oba paintings, and we continue to just do the work that we need to. The Banafo Sophia, we have trained and graduated many Okofos now. We also have trained and graduated Brafos, and we invite all people in. But the biggest thing for us are the children, because we understand that as long as we have the children a part of us, that we can continue to go and we can continue to grow in the way that we need to. When we look around, we see a lot of times that our children are suffering sometimes. And I can look at it in a very personal way, because as I grew up, I had the Bosum Jamawoji, I had Ames of Mojave. And that was a very, very integral part of my life. And it made me love Akom. And it made me understand that all of my friends that were with me, also, could invite them peacefully and pleasantly into Akom. So I would like to thank you for inviting us to share something small today with you. And please enjoy this small gathering that we have every Sunday here at the Banafo Sophia.
Nana Dade said that this is Nana Dade's house. This is a Dade's place. It's greeting you all. Everyone, welcome everyone. So he's greeting you all. He wants you all to know that this is his place. That's the one I remember. That's why you understand this point.
Papa,
Nana said, Nana, it's on his mind.
You, my Lord.
Okay, that was a serious little snippet, wasn't it? Nice, nice. Madasi to Manafo Bosumfi for that and letting us in exactly. Oh, road trip to New York. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm just looking at the comments in the chat. I've been to. Okay, so that was that's what Accom looks like at Banafo Bosumfi. So right now we want to open up a discussion about what Accom is, right? So yes, they do put in work big time. Again, we've all gathered here together under the guise of Accom. So we want to make sure that we are not taking for granted that everyone knows what Accom is, right? What the mechanics of Accom are, what elements we look for when we go to Accom. And again, we want to reiterate that we recognize that when you go to Accom here and in Africa and in Ghana, when you go to each village, Accom may look a little bit different each place, but there are certain elements that are universal, right? And so that's what we want to talk about. So we have a nice presentation that we put together for you to help guide our discussion, okay? Auntie
Right.
Ama?
I'm going to get it up now.
Okay.
So this is a basic introduction to Akom. And when I say introduction, I know many of the people who are already here, you understand what Akom is. But again, we're not taking anything for granted. And we want to make sure that those people who don't know about Akom, they will get some information here as well. And of course, my computer's not working.
Here we go.
There we go. I just have to move all these faces out of my way so I can see the screen. A lot of this information we already got before, so I'm not really going to go over it. We've heard a lot of information about how Nana Yao Peridini Zulu I, Nana Kuyo Parabia brought the culture to us here in America. And somebody made reference to this before. If we think about ourselves as the roots of the tree, they're the roots. The trunk is the passage here to America, and all the branches are all the people who are practicing Akom here in America. So our first portion is our belief system, which is the Accom Tradition. And the question became, what is Akom? Sorry. Akom is an ancient practice passed down from generation to generation, devoted to honoring, worshiping, and serving God. Akom is a culturally manifested lifestyle as transmitted from God through the deities and ancestors and interpreted via the priests and shrine elders. Akom aligns the mundane world of humans with divine power, while it maintains order and peace within the society, heals physical and spiritual diseases, prophesizes coming events and/or crises, and facilitates counseling and therapy to Akom adherents and participants. However, Akom obligates all of its participants to a high moral standard in order to bring about these positive results. Not following the taboos and rules of Akom could result in financial disaster, illness, insanity, or death. In sum, Akom is the realm of the spiritual world that operates in practice to aid humans in their daily lives from day to day. And here, from cradle to grave. One of the things I want to clarify here is that when they say that not following your taboos can lead to certain things, it's not that the Abosum abandon us, they never do. They're always there, but it is we who sometimes abandon them, especially when we don't follow our taboos. So this just kind of shows somewhat of an order to our system. At the pinnacle is Onyame, who alone is the great one, but there are many appellations for Onyame. Onyankompon Tredrampon, grandfather, the tree that never bends, Odamakrama, the creator, and Omosu, the giver of rain. Under Onyame, we have his children and all the other energies. All of them are represented here. Remember, we said that Akan people Akom, but there are other people who practice Akom who have other names. So if you know some of the other names, please feel free to contribute. But we have the Abosum, the Insamamfo, the Motia. There's dwarfs. We have so many energies that participate on a spiritual level. We have other spirits that walk this earth. And then we have the priests. And the priests are on this because the priests are considered to be the intermediaries between the average person and the spirits in the spiritual realm. And then we transfer the information that we get from them to the general public. The people who come to Akom, we are the ones who are able to do that. Would you like to add anything, Akom?
Just that when you said that there are numerous names for Onyame and Yakupon, I think I saw somewhere it was like, I can't even remember. I think I remember seeing something that said it was 21 different names, but I'm pretty sure there's so many more names for Almighty God in Tree, in all the other languages that I've spoken in Ghana. Anybody want to share some that they know other than what we already have here? You can type them too, or you can just go ahead and blurt them out. You don't have to raise your hand. Say again.
Chaturabonfu.
Do you know what that means?
I think I do. It means the Supreme Being making it rain so much that all the waterways overflow. It's like the abundance of water, of rain all over the earth.
Nice. Anyone else? I had someone put body. Not comfort qual. You want to share with that one? The Great Excavator. Okay, nice. Anyone else? Okay.
I'm going to continue.
Okay.
Well, Pacho, my comments were the other names. So Akoshua, she spoke about the names for Nyame, but like Nana has said, in terms of them being different names. So you have in the Yoruba system, they would call it Bosums or Risha, and like those other spirits, which you have Suman, which is a spirit, and then you have those evil spirits that are associated as well in terms of other spirits that aren't necessarily named here. So, but you know, there's like has already been said, there are numerous names, but the whole big thing is this energy. It's energy that's being dealt with, and there's an order to that energy.
As part of our tradition, we don't directly worship Onyame. And it's often said that there are no priests to Onyame. But what we do is we look to Onyame's children for the guidance. There is a proverb that says if we want to speak to Onyame, all we have to do is speak to the wind. So we're free to speak to Onyame whenever we want, but we take an indirect path.
May Paucho, this is Donna Quavina Brown. Just want to share something that I came across. There's a book called Art in Ashanti by Rattray. And back in 1920, he documents temples to Inyame in Kumasi with a priest of Inyame. He talked about priesthood to Inyame, then priesthood to the Abasum ancestors, etc. So it seems like something was in place at one point in time.
Thank you, Nana Kwabena Brown.
We have a couple of more comments here. Nana Nayo says Bwadi, which means a creator. Nana Kwa has Brad Chihunu Adi, the one who, if you bring something behind your back, it can still see it. Nana Nayo has Amwami, the giver of repletion or sufficiency of good. We have a Kweku Amor, Trudy Ampon, the one who you lean on and do not fall. Oh, I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Abimu Wafri, he who call upon it, he who we call upon in distress, a counselor or comforter who gives salvation. So there's plenty word. And it's never, you notice it's never a word, right? So in tree, when we translate tree into English, it's so melodic. It's like one word can mean in a paragraph. So we being African people are very creative.
So now what is Akom? The Akom is the traditional religious ceremony in which we honor all those spiritual forces which we have sustained, blessed, and protected us. We sing Akom songs, we drum and dance, honoring the various spiritual entities. Often the Abosom and Mutia and Samanfo join us by physically manifesting themselves on an Akomfo and Akomfua. While you were watching the Banafo Bosumfie Akom, you saw evidence of that as Adade Kofi came and joined the Akom. Anything to add?
Yes, and so the singing the songs and drumming and dancing are all forms of prayer, right? And so everything you do at Akom is prayer. How you talk to people, how you move, the dance steps, how you move your arm when you dance, the intonation in your voice when you sing. These are all prayer, right? So Akom is definitely interactive event. It's not, we don't just sit and watch, right? Clapping is part of bringing your energy and lending your energy and lending yourself to Akom, and all of that is prayer.
Yes.
Everything in Akom is prayer.
And it's very important to bring the energy and have the energy high. So if the Abosom are there, or any of the energies are there, and they feel that people are not bringing that energy, that prayer that they need to bring there, they will tell you, bring it stronger. These are just some pictures. Oh, Mipacho. This is the beginning of an Akom. So generally in the beginning of Akom, a number of things happen. But as in any other ceremony, when we start the Akom, we pour libation. And this is Nana Amadama Bediako pouring the libation before an Akom is about to start. I guess, there's something I want to add. Sometimes you go to an Akom and you may not see somebody pour libation, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't done. It could have been done prior to you coming there or getting there. It could have been done in the shrine room before the Akom started. So we wanted you to know that Akom generally does start with a libation. This is Nana Fua. Again, this is a part of an Akom. You could tell they were so young then. But she's bringing the songs and playing the bell. That's one of the instruments that you'll see played at an Akom. And we're going to get into that a little bit more as we continue.
Hello.
Nanaya.
Yes. Akom period is a healing moment. When they draw the line, the circle, is for everyone to get into the circle and dance for your healing and your power. So that is what I'm also contributing.
Medasi is healing.
Medasi, Nana.
About healing for sure.
It is. Many people have often said, I don't feel good. I don't think I want to go to the Akom. But then when they go to the Akom, their energy is lifted, the depression is removed, everything. It's a very, very healing time during the Akom.
And I'm sure you hear testimony when people hear that one song that they know they get to the bottom of their feet and they just cannot sit still. They have to get up, and no one cares about if you know the dance step or not, but you just have to move because that's just your jam. And that song just hits your spirit in the way that you just have to move. And all of that is healing and uplifts your emotions, uplifts your spirit, uplifts your physical being, everything. And so that's what Akom is all about for sure.
I'll go back to the communication piece because the drumming that takes place at an Akom is communication. The drums are speaking to the energies. And as they speak to the energies come down. So sometimes not sometimes, but most of the time, at least for me, as soon as you hear that drum, that's it.
That
may
bell
not
hits you just right.
hit you just right. And you may not understand the language of the drum necessarily, but your spirit understands the language of the drum. And so as soon as you hear it, you know, you feel it.
And you don't have to be a con or a con.
Nope.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Every
Not
once
at
in a while,
all.
you see somebody put their head down and they hold their hand and it's like, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go.
It got hot. So we're going to talk about some Accom protocols. Nana Coach, do you want to talk about the order of Accom first, or just let's go into the protocols first?
You can just do the protocols. We'll talk about it as we go along.
Okay.
Well,
So
so
these
okay.
are just,
So before you start, I'm sorry. We want to reiterate again, right? So again, you go to different places and you will see a comb look different, right? But these are some of the things that are the basics. And so when we're talking about that, we're talking about the way we see it here. Many of us have been to Ghana, and we see, we would say we see things that we do here that in America that we're really strict about, that in Ghana, not so much, but you know, it's there. Nope. You know, they kind of just a little bit more lax, but we try to be as true to Accom as it was brought to us by Nana Ya, Nana Parabi, Nana Deni Zulu. So we want to make sure that we are clear with that, right? We're not saying that this is the way Accom is all the time everywhere. There are certain things that are a standard, and this is what we want to talk about.
This is very general. So when you come to an Accom, do not wear black or red. Those are considered to be funeral colors. So you try not to wear those. If you are a female, try not to wear pants. But I will say this: if somebody wants to come to Accom, come to Accom. If all you have are pants, wear pants. There's nothing wrong with wearing pants, but we try to dress traditionally when we come to an Accom.
Somebody will give
also no. I'm so sorry.
Somebody will give you a lapa to put on.
I was going to say that. Somebody will throw a lapa around you.
Take one of mine.
Can I add, it's solid red or solid black. Don't think you can't have any red at all in your cloth, and you're looking at all your cloth. Well, I don't have any cloth that don't have no red in it. Solid red or solid black.
Yeah. Sure. If you're a female and your cycle, wear a head covering and greet without touching anyone. A lot of people have different taboos, and one of those taboos might be not touching a female who is cycled. So we ask that you, since you may not know everybody, that we ask that you don't touch anyone if you are cycled and a female. And the head covering is an indication that you're cycled. You'll see other people with their heads covered, they're not cycled. They might be dancing too. But if you know you're cycled, please wear a head covering.
Nanenyo?
Yes. Okay, we have a big problem right here.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. If you are a female and you're a cycle, you wear a headcloth, yes, but not white.
Yep, I was going to get to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you put that white on the floor. No one is supposed to step inside of that white circle who is not clean. And a woman on her cycle is not supposed to step inside of that circle. Then you are not supposed to greet anyone when you're on your cycle. No one do you greet. Okay? You should not walk into that circle. When you walk into that circle, you should have if you're clean, if you are able to participate, you take your shoes off. You do not step inside of that circle with your shoes on. That's when you draw that circle, that's sacred space.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is what we were taught from Nana Oparabia. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, the black and the red. There are some Ghanaians, there are some spirits like Pra. He wears black. And there are some spirits who wear red. So if you are for Nana Akunodi Shrine, Latte Shrine, we are doing a festival, don't invite them because they will bring their black.
Ooh.
Not that we don't wear the black and the red. Liverpool is always black. Even he eat blackbird. Everything in the house is black. Even barrels, black. Everything pot, black. And there is another spirit I know. They wear red every time. You see, so if you invite them to come to your festival, just make sure after the festival you purify to your spirit. Because you can't exempt Tigari, bring him black to your place. You have to purify immediately after the festival.
Yo, Madasiana, no.
Yeah, no.
Someone
Nana,
just,
Nana, I have a question for Nana Inyo. I'm curious. You use the word unclean. Is that because of a translation from the word that they use in Tree when someone is cycle? Because I can see a woman here saying, "Well, I'm not unclean. I just have my cycle." So I'd like clarity on that. Is that because of the translation? We don't have a word in English.
That's right. That's right. It's called unclean when you're on your cycle, but it doesn't mean that you're an unclean person. But you're getting rid of dead material from your body, and that's called unclean.
Right.
And the same thing with your bowel movement. When until you wash afterwards, you're unclean. Okay?
Madasi.
But nothing personal.
Yeah, because I know I hear people say things like that, especially when they come around and they're not familiar with the taboo. They might feel offended that someone said they were unclean. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew is hearing that they understand.
Yes.
But one thing I will add is, when women cycle, they are welcome to Tigari. And Tigari don't say they are unclean. He love it. So please, one man's meat is another man's poison. It's Latarians, we hate it because of our dad. Even our Kwejibi, the 5th day he complained. He always come on his wife's first, second, third, but the 5th day he says something happened in the womb. He does not like it. So it's a lot about this. It's never unclean. It's something some spirits prefer it, and some other spirits don't prefer it.
So for the people that are new, and I don't know if you caught it, like in the Tigray system, the taboo or the shrine, a taboo that the woman being on a menstrual isn't necessarily a bad thing, and you will be greeted by the shrine, although you're cycled. So there are a lot of nuances in this, and it really depends on the shrine that you're dealing with. So even with the red and black. So my shrine is red, black, and white. So all day, every day. So I mean, there's a lot of nuances. So just keep in mind that this is general in terms of just some commonality. So don't take everything as being so literal.
May Paucho, also I'd like to add that if you're in an Akom, you're on the cycle, you're supposed to stand back from the spirit, especially Latarian. Okay, you're supposed to stand back from the spirit. And if anything, you just stand back, you stand away because of your situation. Now, as you said, when there's Tigray or other spirits who are not from Latte, okay, it's a different thing. But if we're talking about a comb from Latte, women on the cycle do not wear white clothes. They do not put white on their head during their cycle. They do not no one steps inside that white circle with their shoes on. No one, and women do not come inside that circle, period. And they don't greet anyone. Okay?
Thank you.
Madasi.
That's a day.
Upon entering the place where the Accom is being held, you greet everyone. Please remember what Nana just said about greeting if you follow the latte system. But when you come in, you greet everyone. It's customary, like, you're coming from somewhere, if you're traveling far and you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom first and then come to greet everybody. At times, there may be a greeter. There's not always a greeter, but the greeter is the person who will take you around the circle to greet everyone, right? And for the most part, that person, if you follow them and watch them, you will see how to greet the different people who are present at the Accom. If there is no greeter, beginning from wherever it is you came in, you greet by going around the circle counterclockwise. You shake hands and koto as you greet. And if you don't know what to do, you can always feel free to ask them, and there's no greeter, you can always feel free to ask somebody to take you around so that you can see how to greet the energies or the dignitaries that are at the particular Accom. As soon as after you finish greeting, you find a seat, have a seat, you remove your shoes, your socks, your stockings. We ask that if you have gold, some shrines, gold is taboo for them. So we just take it off, just leave it in your bag until the Accom is over. Before I continue, would anybody like to add anything to this?
There are several comments in the chat from Nana Yamache. We were talking about what Accom feels like, and she has, it's the vibrational energies of God and the universe in Samafo. We were talking about when you hear that song that just moves you, that the rhythm that moves you. Someone asked, can Nana explain how you can wear your headscarf during Accom? That's really a style thing, I think. You know, I wear my head wrap one way. I have no art when it comes to putting the head wrap on. Some people put their head wrap on and it's a work of art. Like, it needs to be in the museum. So it really is a personal style situation. I know Nana Ansate, who passed away, taught me that when you wear the dukus, you're supposed to have a little piece sticking up in the front. I don't know if that was her personal style she was sharing with me. I don't know, but you could wear dukus, you wear fabric, however you want. I think it's a personal style. I don't know any doctrine about how to wear your head tie.
It was about the color white, wearing the color white scarf.
The same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. The only thing is that if you are cycling, you don't wear white on your head. But however you wear your white scarf is no different than wearing a colored scarf.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Fofie Akoto has the presence of cycle blood comes with its own power and energy. This energy compromises the energy or changes the energy of other shrines. So that's why you have some shrines who are okay with it and some shrines that are not. And so to make sure that we are honoring and respecting the shrines that come out of Latte, we just say you do not engage in the ways that was already listed. And then also remove the glasses, correct.
When you greet them.
Yeah, greeting the spirit, exactly.
Oh, that's true. That's not in here.
Right, and then also you a lot of times if you are on your cycle and the person who's bringing the shrines around to greet is not aware, if they do try to extend their hand to you to greet, you just put your hand up, your hands up to let them know that you're not able to greet, and that's a respectful way of saying, you don't say no, I'm cycle. You don't say that. You just put your hands up, and it's fine. Everybody understands what that means.
Yes, Paucho. Nana Parabia taught us just put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Hands behind your back, and everybody understands.
Oh, I've never learned that, Bob. Okay.
There's a number of different ways to show respect. You can also, I don't know if you can see my hands, but you can also, just to let them understand that you're not going to greet. Okay, let's see.
Another thing I would like to add.
Yes, Nana.
Please, 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 even if your baby is possessed with a spirit and you are elderly, stand up from the chair and greet the spirit. Please, because it shows something positive for people respect. People coming and seeing that even a baby is possessed and everybody gets up to greet the spirit. You are no more than a spirit. We should do this for spirits to be happy. Whenever someone comes, is possessed, coming to greet you, get up and shake the person's hand.
Mm.
Greater than the spirit.
You stand up. So even if the person, even if it's a kumfwa or it's an elder that the spirit is coming to greet, even the elder should still get up.
Yes, that's how it is.
Unless you can't get up.
Unless you are
Physically, yes.
but if you can get up,
I couldn't get
you
up.
get up and greet so that everybody there respects whatever we are doing. That it's very
Dasi, Nana.
There's some more protocols here that are being offered to us. We're told if you're cycle, the women who are cycle, you just don't sit in the front row.
Yes.
Right. So
I spoke about that.
You can attend a comb, but you sit towards the back. And you're not to cross your legs at a comb.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Or at any time. We can talk about that culture. That's a cultural thing, and we can talk about why that is.
And you really should have open body position anyway. You shouldn't be crossing your arms. You shouldn't be crossing your legs. Technically, you should be open. You're open in a receptive position, not, closing anything off.
Okay. Nice. Anybody have any other questions or comments? Any of the new people have any questions about anything so far? We have a couple of new people.
This is not a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Just also to be aware, some of the deities are left-handed and some are right-handed.
Yes.
True.
So just you know which is which, so you know which hand to greet with.
And the person who is leading the deity around will usually tell you, be able to give you that instruction.
Yeah.
It's very important to be observant during an Accom. If you watch what's going on, watch what some other people are doing. If you don't know, you watch, and that's how you learn.
This is great. I wish I had done this 40 years ago because I was so worried I was going to do something wrong all the time. I had some of the rules, but this is good. This is good. So I hope the new people are taking notes.
So before we continue, I just want to again emphasize, this is general. We're going to go through how an Accom starts and how it ends, but this is just the general information. So during an Accom, you clap and sing. This is to bring the energy. If you're there and you're a participant, and this is a participatory tradition, then you bring your energy and you show that. You don't have to know the song, just try and sing. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Ghana and I listen to them saying, I can't figure out a thing. So I just try to catch something and I do whatever you have to do, but participate. It brings the energy up during an Accom.
I think people should know also that if you bring a guest, I've heard people say, oh, that was a nice show. Accom is not a spectator sport. So they need to know it's not a show, it's not a performance. Many people's orientation is if they see African dance, they just assume it's a performance. They don't realize this is our church, this is our spirit lifting. So they need to be, if a person comes for the first time, they need to understand that. It's not a show.
Madasi. During the Accom, the Abosun will come on an Akomfo, not always just on an Akomfo, but generally speaking on an Akomfo, to dance, sing, and or do work for an individual or for the community. This is what we call possession. That's the one word in this culture that I wish I could change, only because of the quote unquote negative connotations that it has. But the Abosun, they come to commune with us, and they do that by using those people who have been trained to them. That's what is called quote unquote possession.
Nana, if I might interject, I'm sorry. It's not by accident that the powers that be make these things negative. I think it's by design that they have movies like The Exorcist, and they want us to think that possession, as you mentioned, is negative. Even cowrie shells. If somebody sees a cowrie shell in a movie about African spirituality, they usually make it spooky and negative and back, So we need to be aware that it's by design. We are being trained not to love Africa, not to be respectful of Africa, not to appreciate the things that we have from our ancestors. It's by design. It's not an accident that the motion picture industry makes these things look bad. So we have to be aware of that.
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, if you want to disconnect us from our culture, that's the way that you do it. You make everything that we do, quote unquote, spooky, but we know that it's not. And that's why we're here.
Some other terms that we've seen, people are mentioning in the chat that the spirits come down, they mount, the priest. So those are other different ways you can use that.
Yes, Madasi.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I like to orientate people who are new, that are familiar. I said it's like in other churches where you see somebody feeling and catching the spirit.
Catching the Holy Ghost.
A Holy Ghost. So they can refer to that. And for other folks, oftentimes the word channeling is used. Some people have that with a more neutral reference instead of a negative one. So.
Oh, I like that one too. I like all the ones that have been brought forward so far.
And the priests have become conduits, Nana Yamache has.
Ah.
Nana Kofi Boachi has his hand raised. Nana?
Yes, greetings everyone. I first saw Nana Adade Kofi at Brown Memorial AME Church at 14th and Constitution Avenue, Northeast Washington, D.C. when I was, how old was I? I might have been 13. It was when they first allowed us to go from the Sunday school and we could go upstairs to service. I saw Daddy Kofi. He came every first Sunday. I didn't know. Those of you who knew Akom Kese, the lady who he possessed was her stature. And when he came, it was the same thing. Exactly the same thing. I saw it. I didn't know it was. And then when I saw Adade Kofi later on, after meeting Nana Yao Paradini Zulu, I said, oh, my God.
Seen it already.
Oh my goodness. And they say, the people used to say in Ghana that the gods would not cross the water. That's not true.
They've been here.
Since we've been here, or before. I don't know, they may have been here before, but definitely since we've been here, they've been here, and they be all up in the church.
Oh my God.
That's where I met Adade Kofi also. No, bravo. When I was 13 years old in a Holy Roller church, I met Adade Kofi.
Who you might meet in a Holy Roller church.
I was actually, it's a story, Auntie Amadama. I snuck away to go out with a boyfriend of mine when I was 13 years old, and his mother was a minister. And we went to this is where we went. We went to church. I'd never been in that type of church before. And I kid you not, I saw Adade Kofi there. I didn't know what I was seeing. I had never seen anything like that. I was like, oh my. And it wasn't until later years that I realized who I saw, who made himself known to me.
Nice.
And don't we make a joyful noise in many of our churches with the drums and the bells and everything else?
That's what brings the spirits down.
Amen.
Can I just add?
Well,
can I just add? I grew up
If you sing the song, with your energy and your faith, they will come. But we didn't have any drums at our church. It was the choir. When the senior choir got to going, and they had their singing going, no telling who would show up.
Can I just add something too?
Yes.
Yes. I grew up in the Holy Rollers Church. That is my foundation, and I love every bit of it. It is fantastic, and it just reinforces the fact that when we were brought over here to the Americas, we kept a lot of it's who we are. We kept it. We kept our spiritual connection and our ways of communing with God and those energies. And we just transferred it and used it and applied it to the church and church practices. And there are so many similarities that I see with the versus my experiences growing up in the Holy Roller Church. Even to the point of drums, right? And how drums bring the spirit. So even in a church, when someone catches the Holy Ghost, it's like an Accom. I mean, there's drumming, there's singing, there's dancing, and we all know that the drumming of the music is what's bringing the spirit and having the energy high for that person who has caught the spirit. And whenever the preacher wanted to like slow things down, he would like give the drummers a little nod to cut the drumming. The energy can begin to come down. But nevertheless, I just wanted to bring in that point about how we just continue our worship into the church. And many churchgoers today, unfortunately, don't know that history. But even the founder of the Church of God in Christ, he was actually an herbalist. And if you look at pictures of him, you'll see him with herbs and different artifacts, which he called tools. And these were the tools that he used, that he said that we brought over from Africa that we need to keep. So he was actually an Africanist, the founder of the Church of God in Christ. They wouldn't tell you that, but that's what it is. So just wanted to add that.
I see. Thanks for sharing.
I see.
Apostle, you have a couple of questions in the chat room?
Yeah, I saw some of them. I want to finish this slide, and then I'll raise the question that was asked.
Yeah. So it says, when you come to an Accom, you may see a Kwerjibi, Nana Asi, Adare Kofi, Tigere, Motia, and many others. You'll see ancestors. You'll see energies from whomever Accoms. I just named a few here, but they come to the Accom to interact with us, and we should greet them. Nana said that already. We should greet the energies that come during the Accom. The different energies will greet differently. If you don't know how they greet, just watch and follow, or ask a question, and you'll learn how to greet the energies when they come to the Accom. You'll be able to differentiate between each energy because each has specific characteristics and mannerisms. And many of you already know this, but they have a particular way of dressing. They have different beads that they might wear. They have different implements that they may carry. So as you come to the Accom more and more often, you will begin to learn more about the energies, who they are, and how they present themselves.
So
I'm sorry.
Yes, one of the questions that was put into the chat was what is the general duration of Accom? And I think we'll talk about that in a bit too, as we get further on. So I just wanted to acknowledge that we did see your question, and we will get to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Then the one about glasses?
We mentioned that not wearing glasses. Yes. I did.
The question was asked why.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, Nana.
Nana, yes.
What was asked about glasses?
It's Nyla. She asked, why can't I wear glasses on the dance floor?
Oh. Let's see. First of all, you don't wear your glasses. You take off your glasses when you greet a spirit. And you know, I wear glasses now, and it's hard to remember to take them off sometimes, but we have to nudge each other and remind each other to take the glasses off when you greet. On the dance floor, because there are some people who cannot see without their glasses. I had never heard of you just don't wear them on the glass have you, Nana? Have you ever heard you don't go out on the dance floor with your glasses on? Have you ever heard of that? No, I never heard of that. I've never heard of being told that you can't wear your glasses on the dance floor. But if you're greeted by the spirit, you take your glasses off for that moment. And if you possess when you have glasses on, that's the first thing they take off of you.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's a safety issue, like Nana Fiba had in there, right? To make sure that you don't hurt yourself. But also because you don't want there to be a barrier between you and the spirit, right?
That's what I was taught.
Glasses are a physical barrier. So even in a greeting, you just remove your glasses for that greeting part. Now, if you can't see, clearly we want you to put your glasses on. We want to be able to see. We want you to be able to see and participate. But yeah, it really is. Yeah, your glasses may get lost, quite frankly. So yeah, it really is to make sure you don't have
broken. I haven't seen any cheap glasses in years.
Nana Fia had a comment in the chat also that our eyes are the mirror to our soul, and so
absolutely, I was waiting for an opportunity.
So you want to make sure the spirit can see right into
And
your
see
soul.
you.
There's no barrier
Right.
between you and them.
Yes.
But please, if you need your glasses to see, by all means,
Please
after
wear
you
them.
make that greeting, please wear them. I beg you. Okay.
All right. There it is. To dance, take off glasses, head ties, socks, and shoes. Again, this is very general. People don't always take off their head ties when they dance. People may need their glasses to see when they're dancing. So please, this is very, very general. We're going to go into this a little bit deeper later, but when you come onto the dance floor, you greet the drummers, the Accom heads and priests. You follow the lead person dancing counterclockwise. There's so much more to it than just this, but you have to make sure that you greet the drummers. They're the ones who are bringing the rhythms, that are bringing the energies, and we want to acknowledge their importance during the Accom. So they are, you koto in front of them. You greet the chief, the chief priest, the Accom head, you greet all those people. And then when you're going to dance, if there is somebody who is a priest or something dancing in front of you, you follow them, or you follow the person who you came after when you're dancing in the circle counterclockwise. Generally, songs are brought 3 times. We say the songs for the bassoon to dance, the priests and the trainees, and then for the general public to dance. We have here, do not dance if you're cycled. Nana was talking about that. For certain shrine houses, when you're cycled, you stay out of that sacred circle. And then you end the dance the way you started it. You koto to start, you koto to end.
And
so now I can add more.
Yeah, so I want to mention that the reason why we greet the drummers is not just because the drummers themselves are bringing a spirit, but the drums themselves are spirits, right? They are energy themselves. So you acknowledging them, and you're acknowledging that they are the conduit for the entire event, the conduit for the entire Accom. And then you greet the people, depending on where you're sitting within the space, right? You're greeting the elders, you greet the drummers, you make sure you're honoring everybody, and you greet everyone who is there serving as a conduit. And that includes the drums and the drummers. There are some, yes, you're asking for permission to dance when you are saluting the drums and the elders. And yes, Nana Yamache there's a song for drummers to bring spirit, yes. Nana Yao.
Yes. In Ghana, we call the drummers Odumankuma Ochirema. Odumankuma is God Almighty, his drummers. So when they are seated and they start to drum, you know that it's God work we are doing. Odumankuma Ochirema.
Ochirema means what?
Ochirema is a drummer, one who drums.
God's
Odumankuma is the creator. Odumankuma, the creator, drummers.
Odumankuma Ochirema.
Odumankuma Ochirema.
Any questions? Any other comments? Anyone want to add? Bentu says how baby tells her to see with your heart, not your glasses.
I like that one.
You don't have to introduce a child to a Nyame.
Hey.
Yo.
They already knew.
They know.
One of the things I like to add to the conversation in reference to Accom, and it was alluded to earlier, is that it's the healing that comes from the Accom. most times people like, oh, they're just singing and dancing, but you really need to, and I think our mindset in general is like you're just going to sing and dance, but the spiritual aspect and the healing that comes from Accom, I don't think it's emphasized enough. In Ghana, I'm sure when those are big festivals, people come out all the time because they normally do not have access to the shrines the way we do. And when they do come, they're going to the shrines and petitioning them. So I need help with this. I need you. Can you do this for you? Can you do that for me? During that time, because we in America, we take it for granted that we have the shrines all the time and we have access to them like that. But during those festival times and things that are going, when all those spirits are around, the people, the community is coming to them, petitioning them to do things and to help them with whatever's going on in their lives. So I want to put that out there in terms of understanding the Accom is really, as Nana Ama had alluded to earlier, in terms of healing, is a place for healing, is a place for consultation, is a place, you're getting the drumming and you're getting the dancing and you're getting the other stuff, but on the side, that shrine might be talking to you, or you might be asking that shrine something to do for you while you're in the presence of the Accom. So I wanted to get that in there so people can understand that it's just not the drumming and dancing and you're worshiping. It's an interaction. We keep talking about vibrational energies and energies that are associated with the shrines. You want to use those energies to transform whatever is going on in your life, is to heal you, to get a job, to move people out of your way, whatever it might be. You want to capture that energy so that it can do the work that you're asking it to do.
Absolutely. We have a message here from one of our drummers, Amoa. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He says, drummers are conduits for God, and when performing their functions are in a holy state akin to possession. Yes. So you see the drummers get to throwing their head back and making those faces, they're in it.
Oh my, every time I think about that, I see Nana Kimati in my head. He was the greatest face maker. When he was playing, he was totally possessed. And you could see it and hear it and feel it. So absolutely the truth. Let me just see.
Do you have any other drummers on? They want to share something? Oh. Nope. Okay. We can keep going, I guess, and we'll add them as we go along.
Okay. That's the end of this part of the presentation. I will stop sharing, and then we're going to continue by, you want to go over the order of Accom?
Okay. So the order that we have I wanted to share is what has been taught to me by Nana Yao Yorenchi. And so, also in being in attending Accom over the past years. So we start Accom. We generally start Accom with greeting, right? So we did mention that in the slides. So there are greeting songs. So we have a songs to greet everybody, to say welcome to everybody. And in these songs, we welcome the drummers, we welcome the priests, we welcome the elders, we welcome everyone with these titles, and then we welcome the general people. And we say, when we do that, we say Naname, meaning all of Nana's children. We say hello to everybody, right? So hi, everybody, how are you? And then we say, please come and sit down to partake in the Accom. So we have a song for that, because African people love to sing and dance and cheer and drum. So we have a song to say, please come and sit down. And in that song, we are asking everybody, the elders, the drummers, can you provide an example of a song? Kwesi, I knew you was gonna do that.
Yes. Can I add something? Generally, yes. Two things I want to add. Mm-hmm. At most of the Accoms I've been to, even before we start singing, and saying welcome and have a seat, they drum to start the Accom. You just hear drumming, and that drumming, I guess, starts the Accom and lets the drummers bring the energies down, and then we start to do that singing. But when I think about how we start an Accom, those are the same manners that we have been taught from we were little children. When somebody comes to your home, what do? You say, welcome, glad to see you, come on in, have a seat, you know, and that's the same way of Accom.
Right. So you say, hello, how you doing? Then you say, please come and sit down. Drummers, please come and sit down. Priests, please come and sit down. Elders, please come and sit down. People, please come and sit down. And the shrines, please know that we want you to come and sit with us also, right? So our song says, sit down firmly, sit down in your position, sit down in your chair. We want you to be well. Then also sit to prepare for Accom, right? And then we have an order of we greet the shrines in their, for lack of a better term, hierarchical order, right? And then if it's an Accom specifically for a particular deity or a festival, we would lead with those songs for that for that
They're just pushing it.
Kosha doesn't want to do it. So can I jump in here? So for example, Memoaha or Memoaho.
Yes.
Morning, Ignacio, sit down in terms of those songs. So Coach, were you a master singer? I don't know why you so shy.
Let me get to it.
All right.
We're gonna do it. So I just want to give you kind of an outline, right? And then so if it's a festival, generally the songs are geared toward that particular deity or for whatever the event that is being celebrated, right? If it's a general Accom, then we do have an order that the songs are sung in if we are coming out of the latte system. And then, so the Accom or the festival has started, you have the middle, and then you have you have to end the festivities, right? So we don't just stop. So you have to let everybody know that the Accom is coming to a close, and we have a way to do that. And so even when we're singing the songs, there's a protocol for that as well, right? So we're singing the songs 3 times, as it was mentioned in the slides, so that the priests have a chance to come out to dance, and the priests come out to dance to do what? To possess, to bring the deities down to commune with the people. And then we give, if we have a confwa or trainees in attendance, to allow them a chance to dance, and then you have a time for the general public to dance. So it's definitely for everyone to participate. Right, you may have situations where if the shrines are down and they want people specifically to dance for whatever healing that they need, and they will make that known to you, right? So if someone is asking you specifically to come to learn to come to dance, is a reason for that. You're totally welcome to say no, but understand that there's a reason for that. No one's going to force you to do anything. Okay. Any questions besides the songs? No? Any comments?
I see, if you learn the language of the drums, you also hear the drums greeting everyone, telling people to sit down and calling the bosun to come as well.
Yes, absolutely.
That was from Sesa Salam.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments? Anybody else want to chime in?
Coach, I know you didn't necessarily mention this, but in terms of, with the different bosuns, and as you had mentioned with the different shrine houses, the shrines also have coming and leaving songs. Well, you alluded to it, but specific deities will have songs for when they first come that they would dance, and then specifically they will have, well, there's several different songs, leaving songs for them as well. So most priests are aware of this, but I'm not really sure if the general public is necessarily aware of that as well.
Right. So when the shrines do, I'm sorry, Adjo, you want to say something?
Oh no, you might be saying it, so I'll wait.
Okay. So when the shrines do come, there is an order that their songs are sung and when they come, right? As Kwesi mentioned. So we have a song, we sing songs particularly to greet them. We sing songs. Sometimes they bring the songs themselves too, depending on what mood they're in, right? Or what it is that they're coming to do. If they're coming to do specific work, you'll be able to tell by the songs that they bring when they come, right? In class with Nana, yeah, it's funny. He'll tell me different songs. Oh, Porter B is feeling this way, so who'll bring this song? Or Dade, he's feeling this way, so who'll bring this song? If he brings this song, watch out. Everybody sit up straight. You want to see what's happening. You know, there are songs to sing when something has happened, right? The shrines want to address a situation that's happening in the community or the society. So they will bring a certain song. So it's not just, we're not just singing songs for the sake of sing songs, right? All the songs have a message. The songs have meanings. The songs have proverbs. The songs are prayers. The songs are messages for us, for things for us to do with our lives, right? We have songs where the shrine is talking about people fussing for no reason. We have that. We have shrines. We have songs talking about people who are who may wonder why, you know, something is happening with them. They're looking outside of themselves rather than checking themselves for what's happening in their lives, right? So the songs are not just songs, right? Some songs sound great, and some songs sound melodic, and they're beautiful and wonderful, but what are they saying, right? And so sometimes the sweetest songs have some of the harshest messages, and you thinking you singing all nice and sweet, and you're just like, wait a minute, what? That's what that means? I don't want to sing that song. But you know, it's so the songs, there's a reason for everything at Accom, right? So even how we're dancing, there's messages in the movements. There's meaning to everything that we do. There's meanings to how you shake. There's meanings to everything. There's meanings to how we wear our clothes, right? So nothing is done just for the sake of looking or sounding good.
And
right?
we can adapt the, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, mama.
We can adapt those songs. I learned this during song class, that we can adapt those songs to ourselves, that we don't have to sing the song straight the way it's given to us. We can make changes. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. Nana AC has a song where she says, no matter where I go, I'm Nana AC, whether I go to this place or that place or the other place. So why don't we add when I'm going to Brooklyn and when I'm going to Queens, instead of just singing when I go to places in Ghana? We can adapt those songs to be meaningful to us here as well.
And so all the songs come out of stories. Something happened somewhere and the shrines made a song, right? So again, in class with Nana, yeah, he was telling me, oh, something happened, and then Coach B came down and just started singing the song, and now all of a sudden, now this is a song that everybody sings, and no one knows why we're singing. Well, this is why, you know. So something will happen, and we can make a song based on our experiences, and this is how the songs come up. If you think about all the songs, as you're learning what the songs are, what the songs mean, you can kind of get an idea of what may have happened to bring that song about. Okay, so the songs are not just pretty. The songs are not just, you know, they don't just sound good. There's a reason for them. There's messages behind them. They're prayers, the energy. And once you learn the songs, you can take those songs and use them outside of Accom, right? So if you're in a certain situation where you're feeling sad or you're feeling like you really need this energy, once you know what the songs mean, you can sing that song and it'll lift you. It will lift your spirit. It'll call the spirits to you to help you, to soothe you, to give you what you need in that particular moment, right? So if you have a chance, please do what you can to learn what the songs mean. Now,
I wanted to come in now because this is a perfect segue. I was at a birth with someone who was not a con, didn't know nothing about Nana AC necessarily, but I was singing Nana AC song. And after she had the baby, she said, what was that song you were singing? Because when you started singing that song, my labor got easy and the baby, you know, she noticed the difference in how she was laboring when I started bringing Nana AC song. So it's not just for
a couple Adjuatana.
Yes, a couple of points I want to bring up about the songs, and I know you all are talking about the nuances of songs, but even how a particular shrine or Abosum brings their songs, it could be different. generally speaking, we hear Wanyo, but Nana Essie, she has a different way of bringing her songs versus, let's say, a Daddy Kofi. So that's just one of the nuances. But one of the things I did want to touch upon from earlier is about the part about healing. And something that came to me once, which we all know to be true, but it was just profound for me because I needed to hear this, is that when we go to Accom, even just being in the presence of the Accom is healing.
Yes.
That the spirits, the energies are all around us. So even if for whatever reason on that Accom day, you may not have gotten up to dance, you may have been on your cycle, so you didn't get a chance to greet the spirit. The spirits are still there, they're still around us, and they commune with us. And so even as you mentioned, singing a song, you may feel healing, but even as you're just sitting there, you can receive messages from the spirit to you. You can still put out your prayers quietly to yourself because that energy of your prayer is connecting with the energies that are all around you. So that healing power, that healing energy, you can receive it just by sitting in. I mean, we can receive it anywhere we are, right? Anywhere in life. We don't have to be at an Accom to be healed, but we know that Accom is a sacred space for that healing to occur. And just being there, receive those messages from spirit. The spirits can still hear your prayers, even if you didn't articulate it out to the spirit on a particular Akomfo. They still hear and know the desires of the heart and what's weighing on us and what we need. So I just wanted to share what was shared with me and share with you all.
There's some Nana Kwabena Brown. Me Pacha, Nana Kwabena Brown.
Yes, thank you. Nana Kwesi Adaku, the late Nana Kwesi Adaku, shared something which I'm going to share. He said Accom means hunger. And he said it means it's something that satisfies your hunger, satisfies your hunger, satisfies your spirit. And then he said there's a term called Akom Ko. And he said that means that when the Accom is over, everything else is just drumming. So those are two things that he shared that have really stuck with me. And so I share them with you.
Everything else is just what, Nana? I didn't hear the last part.
Everything else is just drumming.
It's just drumming.
Yeah. Akom Ko, when the Accom is over, then everything else is just drumming.
But Dasi, Nana, for sharing that.
Yeah, that's not Kwesi Adaku. Nana Kwesi Adaku. You're welcome.
There are some comments in the chat. Let me just try to catch a couple of them. It says, what is the turning song that opens up the Accom by the priest? We're going to jump to that a little bit.
Determined to get us singing, huh?
Auntie Fofie Koto, I think we addressed this, but I'm going to read what she said. Many songs are sung in the beginning of an Accom, specifically asking the bassoon to wake up prior to asking them to sit down. So yes. Someone said that when we were talking about Accom songs and singing them and the meaning and all of that, it says that Nana Kofi Boache said, therefore we need to learn the language. And many people agreed with what he said. I'm going to keep trying to go. Oh, Accom is never ending. It is in your everyday life. Yes, no beginning and no end, 360-degree cipher circle. Our tradition set up so much. And they said they love this. I'm trying to go through some more. So you can continue, Nana Kos.
Anybody else had any comments?
Palcho.
Yes.
One of the things I want to remember, want to share with the group, I think it was our 2019 or the 2017 Akom Kese that we did in Wilmington, Delaware. And I think it was Nyamache. It was all three of you guys, Nyamache, Koshua, and Nayo singing the songs. And the songs were so powerful. People were just like crying. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? I mean, the songs are beautiful for one, but that healing power that came from those songs. So the songs, as Koshua has said, just the songs themselves having power to heal. And it's important to know what those things are and to know how to use those energies. So we keep going back to this vibrational energy. So we are manipulators of energy and knowing how to use that energy. Nana Yao taught everybody how to make a bath yesterday, Hamnaha, the stuff that's around us by using the energies. So, I mean, it's important for us to connect with the nature that we have around us and use those forces to empower and better, to make our lives better. So I just want to put that out there. And Akoshua, what was it? Was it the 2017 Akom Kese event, or was it the 2018? I don't remember which one, but I do.
We did song and dance class in 18 and 19.
Okay, so it's
and
18.
Yao did the song class in 2017.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yes.
There's another comment from Fofie Akoto. Akom also does not require drums. You can Akom with song and bells and hands. This is very true.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And there actually are times in the year we actually do Akom without drums. So yes. Was it Nanefia? They sang with love the half of this work, Madasi. Naya, you see, they trying to get us.
So can I give Akoshua, Nayo, and Yamache a plug? For many of you who do not know, they have started a song group where they're actually teaching Accom song. So we want to support their effort in terms of what they're doing. I know that there are people on this call who are level 2 participants in terms of what they're doing. I'm excited about their work. And Akoshua, Nayo, and Yamache, you guys, please feel free to speak about the work that you're doing with your Accom classes. And I know that you got some new ones that are going to be starting up soon. Or
don't shake your head.
It's a lot of work.
We don't prepare commercial statement. That's not what we're doing.
No, it's okay.
We have Nana Nayo, Nana Yamache. Yamache, are you here?
There she is.
There she is. There she goes. New Auntie Yamache. We have formed our song class group, Asumdri Minawasum Kwafu, affectionately known as Simkwafu, where we are teaching Accom songs, not just the songs, but as we talk about the meanings, how to apply them at Accom, how to apply them in their lives, and just giving a little background about Accom, and also sharing vocabulary so that we can increase our tree vocabulary, right? And so we are about to start our session 4. Hopefully soon we'll get the messages out. And that's enough for the commercial.
Well, I want to add that the classes are extremely powerful. And I want to ask that the older people, just like me, come to the class. Because, you know, something is for everybody. It's for all of us. You know, I learned songs that I thought I knew. I learned how to sing them correctly. I learned what they mean, the deep meaning, and the lessons that come with the song. This is for everybody. So please, if you can, it's very powerful. You should take the class.
And we want to acknowledge one of our master teachers who was on this, Nana Yao Yorinchi. Hey, Nana, the lessons you teach us is too much. Oh, we can't even tell them everything. We only tell them small.
You have to tell them everything.
We're very grateful.
And then there will be plenty people.
Yes, and so Nana, yeah, I want
Nana, yeah, we are doing this. And I heard something that was very good for our brothers and sisters, African Americans, to learn the tree. It's very hard, I know, but sing in English. Spirit can talk in English. I can't see it. They don't understand English. They understand every language. So if it's not coming right now for you to learn, focus on the English. When the Spirit comes, speak English. you can turn our songs into English. And the energy will be there, strong.
I love it.
I love it, Nana. I love it, Nana.
Sharing now to say something about it because the Presbyterian, the Germans, they speak in their Ghana Presbyterian, they do it in P. It's fine, the same tune sounding it well. So please do whatever that will make you strong. And I love it too. Now I'm even starting where people will come and speak English.
Hey,
I have to speak the English. And at times bring some songs in English for us to sing and be happy. Thank you.
Anybody else have any comments? Yes, my sister Naya, I'm waiting for you. I see you.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I don't know about you. I'm on my iPad and I don't use an iPad. I'm usually on the laptop, but I'm on call today. So my phone keeps ringing. So I keep going in and out. I just wanted to say how important it is that everybody has an opportunity to connect at Accom. And Accom is for the people. So when we started doing the song classes, we have set up a way to try to teach everyone. So it's not just for priests, it's for everyone to have a deeper understanding and to have more of a connection with the spirits that they've come to know and love. And so we try to, the main thing is to have fun, and we have a lots of fun as we are doing and as we are learning, as we are growing. And it is important for those who may have encountered some challenges and not felt comfortable or need a little bit more time to be able to begin to process the information. Also, when it comes to Accom, what I love most about Accom is the opportunity to interact with the spirits when they come and to learn them and to be in the same room with the energy. And so I welcome everyone to begin to communicate a little bit more. I know that for many people it's intimidating, but it's like when you are in the presence of God, what will you say? What will you do, right? So in our tradition, that's the opportunity to be able to have that interaction. And I know that many times when I'm sitting in the audience, people are there and they don't know what to do. So for we as a Accom, we as elders, if we can just be mindful of that, to make sure that we are keeping the people who may not know what the protocol is informed, making people feel welcome, and encouraging them to participate, not just the dance, because it can be intimidating sometimes, but just by keeping them abreast of the things that are going along so that they can, even from their seat, be present and prayerful and be thinking about manifesting the things that they would like the shrines to help them with. So that this way they can begin to enjoy and feel the energy that is Accom. Thank you.
Madasi, you've seen at some Accoms where people will take time to make an announcement. This shrine is here. This is what this shrine is for. And those are one of the ways that we can do to keep people engaged, right? And so announcing what the shrine is, what the shrine name is, what the different areas that they help in people's lives, and giving people an opportunity just to make that extra connection besides just watching them sing and dance is some of the things that Naya was talking about.
I want to add something to that too. When people come to an Accom and you see that they're new, think about it this way. That's why we need to have a complete community, because there can be people in that Accom community who will say, that person looks new. I'm going to sit next to them. I'm going to make sure that that person knows what's happening, knows what's going on. I'm going to whisper in their ear. I'm going to sing the songs so that they can hear the songs. I'm going to ask them if they have any questions. When somebody comes for the first time and they have no clue what is going on, that is so helpful, and it makes them feel welcome, like they're not just an intruder who just doesn't know what to do. So that's another job that we have in our community that we can give to even the young people. It doesn't have to be in a Accom, it could be anyone. You know, it could be a part of the greeter's job. It could be not necessarily the greeter's job, but it could be something that we assign to someone to notice people and keep them abreast of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I've heard just in talking to people at Accom, that they may like, you know, the energy of it, but they didn't necessarily feel like they were a part because no one took the time to say, hey, are you okay? You know, no one took the time to say, do you understand what's happening? And it turns people away, even though they might have felt they liked the music, like I said, but they just didn't feel like they were a part of, right? You know, you have church service when they turn around and say, turn to your neighbor and say, hi, gotta do it, and all that kind of stuff, you know, even something like that, it makes people feel like they are involved, right? And even something, this that small as, are you okay? You know, do you need anything? It goes a long way. It really, really does. And so that's another reason why we wanted to talk about what happens at Accom, right? So because I know there are people on this call who have never been to Accom before, and just let them know what to expect when they go to Accom, so that they are not intimidated, because a lot can happen. And a lot of times there's a lot going on in Accom. There's drumming and singing and people bouncing up and down all over the place and yelling and screaming all over. And so a lot of times you don't have time to say, hey, you know, but just to give them an idea of what's going on beforehand. Nanaya.
I just also wanted to share that in my travel back and forth to Ghana over the years, I've even seen how Accom has branched out to be something that is more fulfilling for the people of the community, right? Certain shrine houses, you know, usually you would have Accom on the shrine days if the shrine comes, if they're not working, or during festival times and things of that nature. I've seen some shrine houses actually begin to have Accom service so that the community members can feel involved and be a part of something, especially as there's been this transition where, you know, religion is separating families and making people feel ostracized. So it gives them a place to be. And in those services, what's very interesting is, because, you know, here we've seen and we've experienced and we've been dealing with Christianity for so long, a lot more call and response, where you have these words or sayings of empowerment that are given out to the community, and the community is giving it back, right? And so I love those things because it's a reminder, and these phrases or proverbs are a reminder to the community that they are a part of something, and that the energy is reciprocated between back and forth. And so, you know, I'm just saying that to say that, you know, while there may be some things that we don't know, we've experienced a lot in the diaspora. We've been exposed to a lot. And you have the ability to be more creative. Look and see what is needed in your family, look and see what's needed in your community, and ask for feedback so that the people, because this is about the people, that the people can feel connected, they can feel a part of something. And to make sure, like Nana Kwabena Brown has said, that their spirits are fed. When they come to Accom, their spirits should be fed, that there should be some information, some knowledge, something that is touching them from within, that's leaving them different than the way they came. One of the things that I know has made a huge difference for me is the fact that in African spiritual tradition, they see me, the spirits see me, they know me. Sometimes I don't have to say what's going on, but when they see me, they understand and they're able to advise me so that this way I can have upliftment. How many people come to Accom carrying problems and burdens and leave carrying problems and burdens, right? So let's think about the opportunity when we come together for healing, the opportunity to belong and connect with something, and the opportunity to be able to help to give some relief to a person, to share, which I call the ultimate gift, love with one another.
Amen.
As simple as that. And we had mentioned it before that when people come to an Accom, an Abosum, or the energies come, yes, they come to dance, yes, they come to sing and teach, but they come to work. And so, you know, make them work. if you have a problem, you come and you say you want to speak to the energy so that you can have some of your healing happen.
For sure.
Me Paucho.
Nana.
Yeah, I just so concur with sitting next to someone new that comes to the Accom, being there for them so they can feel you. We have all seen people who have never been to the Accom before come in and possess. Anybody not seen that? I've seen it. And so having somebody sitting next to you that could sort of kind of guide you through it, even nurse you during the possession and then explain things to you, that's a really, I think, a very important, a very big thing.
Do we have any new people who would like to ask a question, or people who've been to maybe only a few want to share their experiences, or share the first time you've been to, the first time you were at Accom? What happened to you, or how you felt, or what you saw, or how freaked out you got? Anyone want to share? Somebody has, I've seen Nana Sankofa flip a song to increase the healing energy. Accom for Queer in Alabama. Would you like to share what you guys do in Alabama? Because she says that during Accom in our community, because it's new, we bring English songs and we incorporate many songs that people readily accept. And when people then express a desire to learn more, we sing more shrine songs. You want to elaborate on that? How you do that? How that's working out for you? I'm putting you on the spot.
Always putting me on the spot.
Always do. I'm sorry.
It's
You
love.
know.
It's love.
You know.
It's love. I think just for I live in Alabama, but my fie is Wawaba in South Florida. So because a lot of people who come for healing, a lot of people that come for Accom, they don't know our shrine songs. And even though we try to keep the energy high, it sometimes is very challenging to keep that energy up if the people don't know what we're saying, they don't know what we're, what we're doing. A lot of first timers. And so what I've seen the Bosum do over and over again is invite people to raise songs. And we use that energy that they bring the song, and we use that energy to help to raise up their spirits, to help them to heal. Some people, they bring old Caribbean gospel songs, they bring them. And we use the energy because the people need the healing, whether they speak Tree or if they don't speak Tree, the people need the help. So I find that the shrines in South Florida are very adapted to what the community needs. And that's because I'm here in Alabama, then that's what I do. But it's very powerful. People connect with it, they enjoy it. And then when they want to learn more, they'll come and sit in class and they'll say, okay, yes, I'm ready to learn this because I see that the energy is the same. I see that it can carry, but Accom, for us, it's a difficult time to teach. And so we really just have to carry, we have to be adaptable, and whatever the people come with, that's what we work with.
Madasi for sharing. Absolutely. Anybody else want to share? Can you give an example of an English song that will be born? Akria.
Okay, well, okay. Y'all ready for this? All right. Like, I remember when Sankofa would come, Nana Sankofa would come, and one of the songs that we would sing for him to really bring the energy, the healing energy, is that song, that Calypso song. We'll say, ole, 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 Sankofa, hot, hot, hot.
Hey,
he's hot. He's hot. He's hot. And he'll say, who's hot? He's hot. You hot. Yeah, we hot. to bring that fire and the passion that we know Sankofa can bring, to
Love it.
motivate
I
us.
love it.
Yeah, there's another song we sing for Nana Daddy Kofi sometimes when he comes, his songs can be very complicated, and he comes and he wants to heal and he wants to share. He will sing a gospel song. It goes, I am under the rock is higher than high. Daddy Kofi, I'm under the rock. Yeah. Go tell the people I'm under the rock. Daddy Kofi, I am under the rock.
I love it.
That's great. That's great.
We
That's
gotta
great.
work with it. We
Yeah,
gotta
where
work
you
with
at?
it
Mhm.
because people they need a hook. The hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, they need a hook. The hook is what they know. The line can become the connection, right? The sinker is when they really say, yes, I'm gonna learn the tree. I'm gonna learn because we want to carry the tradition. We don't want the tradition to die. And so, we just adapt. This is what we're built for. This is how we came across those waters. That's why we still here. Okay.
That was so good. Oh my goodness. You just opened up my head. And when I think about the songs from the Caribbean, it's easy to make those fit because they already high life.
No, Mipaucho. I think it's good to go with spirit. I know I was at a weekend training once, and some of the sisters were in the kitchen cooking, and I just felt good being in the midst of these women healers. And I started singing "So Glad I'm Here," the song that Sweet Honey and the Rock sings. And then everybody started singing with me, and then bringing in their own verses, and the energy was healing.
Yeah.
And we need to go back to that. I mean, our ancestors created a whole genre of music that was healing because they had to work from sun up to sundown out in those fields. That whole genre of music came out of that period of time, so we got to go back to that.
Amen.
Nana Kofi. Nana?
Yeah, I just want to share. In Ghana, in Latte, I've heard the deity sing, come and see, everybody come and see, come and see, come and see, come and see. God boasting about his power and his beauty, etc. And in English saying, come and see.
Yo, Nana.
Madasi. Nana Kofi, you around?
Yes, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, this discussion brings up the link between traditional culture and the adaptations that our ancestors made when they got here, having to learn new languages. And I listen to some Spanish radio sometimes on WPFW, and they'll be singing in Spanish, and then I hear them say Shango, Ogun, and they are singing songs to the deities in the language that they had to learn when they got here. And here in the United States, as Nana Amadama mentioned, there were songs that were composed in the same form as were used on the continent to fit the circumstances here. The work songs, the chain gang songs, yeah, going home, yeah, one day, and it was the same with the gospel songs. And a lot of the gospel songs, if you look behind the history of them, you will find that the Jesus they are talking about is a slave ship that's going to come take them home. Their home is over Jordan. They're not talking about the Jordan River. They're talking about the Atlantic Ocean. They want to go back to the continent. These songs were used on the Underground Railroad. Come along, there's a meeting here tonight to let people know what was going on. It was code. We had to resort to a code, but you can take the forms and put them right beside some traditional songs, and it'll be the same meter, the same rhythm, right there. It's continuous. Culture is not static.
Absolutely.
Culture evolve.
Casa, casa.
That is also evolving. But
That's not new.
Can I share another song? Because I'm excited now. You see, you done got me started.
I'm excited too.
We have Akom Kese. This that we're doing it's a meeting, right? There is a meeting here tonight. I might not be singing it right, but the whole energy of gathering and coming together. There is a meeting here tonight. We sing that at Accom.
Nice. Great. We can continue talking if you like. We are at our time. Wait, something to say something before we finish? To officially close out.
Before we leave, I would like for you to teach those two songs, Tenatio Pe and Memoaho, just understand what the meaning is. So the first song that we would sing.
Memoir Joe, why you get the whole from?
Yeah. Well, you have morning, evening, afternoon. So if you were singing the song in the morning.
Joe, not ho.
Okay, all right, okay, that's cool. Look, I'm the worst person when it comes to songs. So, but I know my sister is an expert. So like, for example, after you sing the morning or evening or afternoon song, which is greeting everybody to come, you would then say Tenatio Pe, which means sit down. Everybody sit down, take your seat. So I would like for my sister Akoshua or any of the songs should just do their thing before we close this session out.
Okay. Mami Nayo, Mami Yama, are you around? No? Yes? Okay. The turning song. That's the Trahoon song. We didn't go over Trahoon song in class. We ain't doing that. Stop playing. You trying to start trouble. Get out of here. So we can do the greeting song. This is 4 o'clock, so it's still afternoon right now. Who's this? I keep muting. Somebody keeps coming back off of mute.
Oh, I got it on my end.
Mami Nayo, Mami Yamache. Well, so first of all, it's really hard to do this over Zoom. That's the first thing. So it's
and you know I'm always ready. Always ready.
All right, good. So I let them do it. Mami Yama,
hey.
Mami Nayo, and me, I will moderate. Okay, you guys got it. Rock out.
Where's sister? Where's my sister?
She's there. Start.
I'm here. It's just a lot of people on.
Which one are you gonna do lead?
Mama has lead and I have chorus because her voice is higher than mine.
I want you.
Yo.
I want you.
Yo.
I want you.
Yo.
Memoao. Ayama mao.
Memamao.
Ayama mao. Ayo.
Memamao.
Yama mao.
Memamao.
Ayama mao. Ayo.
Memamao.
Ayama mao.
Memamao.
Yama mao. Ayo.
Memamao.
Yama mao.
Memamao.
Yama mao. Ayo.
Memamao.
Me Paucho. It's incorrect. I want you.
Yo.
I want you.
Yo.
I want you.
Yo.
Nana.
I just want Memoajo. Memoajo. Nana me. Memoajo. Memoajo. Nana me. Memoajo.
Memoajo. Nana me.
Memaho.
Mama Hawa. Aname.
Memaho.
Mama who adadi me.
Memaho.
Mama who esio me.
Memaho.
Mama who nana me.
Memaho.
Mama who adadi me.
Memaho.
Mama who esio me.
Memaho.
Nana me.
Memaho.
And what Nyamicha was singing is a verse for Tigari.
Yes.
So he wasn't wrong, but that is how Tigari sings it. So you were correct. But the one Latarians, we sing it. Me mama who nana me. Me mama who nana penny and nana sidi nana. Then you continue. Me mama who adadi me. Me mama who assume me. Me mama who nana me. Me mama who adadi me. Me mama who assume me. Me mama who.
Yo, Nana Medasi,
Yes,
please.
your version was together. And I love that too. Okay.
And that
I want you.
Yo.
Atenasio P. Eja Yamatenasio.
Atenasio P.
Ena Yamatenasio.
Atenasio P.
Adadi me Yamatenasio.
Atenasio P.
Esio me Yamatenasio.
Atenasio P.
That is a perfect example of depending on which shrine you go to and what shrine house you go to, it'll be something different, but the general consensus is the same. You greet, and then you say sit down, and then you start, right? That's a perfect example.
So I say that. So for example, when we're having a Accom and we're at the end of the Accom, we should not be singing Tanatio Pay. Is that correct, Nana?
Sure not.
Okay, so
to be well seated, Nana's children sit down, that is children.
yeah, so we will so those are two songs that you would sing at the beginning of an Accom.
Yes.
One greeting everybody. After you've greeted everyone, then you would say Tanatio Pay, sit down, and then you would go into
enjoy
whatever.
the Accom.
So I just wanted, so I hope everybody learned something today.
Good.
Each song is sung 3 times.
And each song is sung 3 times.
You don't sing it long.
3 times.
You
3
go
times.
around. You go around the circle. The person goes around the circle 3 times. And each time when that person's when the first person goes around the circle and does the 3 circles, then the song ends, the drumming ends. Then you start again, and one you. Then and they start singing the song again. The next person goes around that circle 3 times, and then you do the traditional coming out, and then again the song is called "I Want You," and you sing it. The third person goes around that circle 3 times, then they bow out, and then you start the next song.
So we have a question in the chat. Can we give more information about the song workshop when we're starting in who wants to join the class or a new class day 1, or we just need to catch up? So we have not set a date yet for the next session number 4. We're looking at October. We're going to give everyone a chance to get back into the school routines and decide if they're going to, with the whole hybrid thing and go in class and online schooling, all that kind of stuff. But we will make the announcements, but we're looking at October. Okay. So we will let everybody know. We'll do the usual mediums, our email list that we have, our Facebook, Instagram. If you have our information personally and not on any of those mediums, please let us know. You can put your name and email address in the chat, and I will make sure to add you to our email list. Okay.
I could see a suggestion.
Nana, yes.
Bounding of drumming will start on the 1st of September.
Oh.
And during that time, it's good to learn. So 1st of September to October, then October 22nd, then we begin drumming again.
Okay.
So if you can look on September when they bound drumming.
Okay.
First day of September, they bound drumming.
Awesome. Okay. Medasi.
Okay. It is 4:14, which this session is 14 minutes over. It's okay. It's been an excellent session. Thank you, Nana Ama and Nana Akoshua, Nana Nayo and Nana Yamache for your contribution, and Nana Yao to this particular session. I think we've had a wonderful weekend in terms of learning and sharing. We're happy to welcome our folks in Alabama and Florida to coming to this event. We are, hopefully we can come down there and doing the comb down there with you guys. We would love to fellowship with you.
Would love
and
to.
have
Love
an event
it. I
down
would
there,
love
something like that.
I would love
So,
it.
Please, I mean, let's make sure we stay in contact and fellowship with each other. We want to bring the whole Accom Nation together, and we realize everything is done out of respect and love. No one is trying to tell anybody what to do or how to do it. We all are coming with a common goal and a common mission. So having said that, I say Madasi. Before I leave,
go, yes.
before we leave, we just want to do a quick polling for our weekend session just to get some feedback. So in terms of how we've done and go from there. So we just want to, have some ideas of where we are.
And as you're doing that, we want to remind you that we are having sessions for Akom Kese throughout the week. So please visit akoncenter.org for the sessions that are going on throughout the week. Tomorrow we have an open session for a repatriation to Ghana by Akomfo Diallo Sambri. He's going to be doing his whole presentation and presenting his new book that he wrote for that. I don't know the rest of the schedule offhand, but then Friday we have the women's meeting. I do have a conversation up in the Facebook group for suggestions of what we want to talk about during the women's meeting. Ladies, we always have a very nice and lively discussion. So we want to keep that going. So
I have the schedule in front of me if you want me to go through the days.
That would be great. Thank you.
So you mentioned Monday, Tuesday, Black Families and Relationship by Wofa Yao Tyus. Wednesday, Black Men and Mental Health, Abrafo Hini Kwao Vital. And Thursday, African Cloth and Its Meaning, Nana Kodia Ababio.
So
and
actually,
Friday, we have the youth meeting, the men and women's meetings, and then we have a closing ceremony on Friday.
So Mepacho, the session for Ochami Yao Tyus was renamed to Creating a Loving Culture in Our Relationships. So he asked for that to be done. So Nana, when you printed out the schedule, that was what he had titled it before, but he's kind of changed it.
Got you.
But he's still doing the presentation, so thank everybody. I will share the poll results with you guys. We had 42 votes, and the majority of folks thought that we had a good presentation, which is great. So
that's excellent.
Excellent. 69% said excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm saying a good. I'm saying good, meaning
excellent.
Yeah, excellent presentation. So
it's excellent.
So again,
now you want to be modest.
Yeah. So definitely thank everybody again for participating with this, participating with the Akom Kese. Let's continue to build. May the gods and ancestors give you a beautiful week. I hope you're energized and you feel motivated to continue to help build this community. So with that being said, I will say thank you to everybody, and you're welcome to stay on and hang out and talk and do whatever it is you feel like you want to do. I will stay on until the last person gets off.
Somebody has a question in the chat. When will the presentations be made available? Usually give us a couple of weeks to decompress and debrief, and then we'll announce when the presentations will be made available.
I'm getting some water for you now, okay? I got some oatmeal for you.
But you can also go on Akom Kese TV on YouTube, and we already have some things that are posted that you can watch. So you can see some of the old stuff that we have that we did. So you're more than welcome to do that.
And just so you know, I am writing down your email addresses for the song class mailing list.